The old house on the edge of town had always been a subject of gossip. No one knew exactly why it had been abandoned, but everyone had a story. Some said it was haunted, others claimed that the family who lived there had vanished one night without a trace. It was a place where shadows lingered too long, where the wind seemed to whisper secrets as it rattled through broken windows. No one dared to go near it, especially after dark. It was on a stormy night, one where the rain pounded the earth like an angry beast, that Sam decided to enter the house. He wasn't one to believe in ghosts or curses. To him, the stories were nothing more than tales spun by bored minds. But curiosity had gotten the better of him. His friends had dared him, and Sam was never one to back down from a challenge. As he approached the house, he could feel the cold seeping through his clothes. The air around the house was different, thicker somehow, as if it was holding its breath. The front door creaked open as he pushed against it, and the sound echoed through the empty halls. Sam stepped inside, his flashlight cutting through the darkness. The beam flickered as he moved, casting long, distorted shadows on the walls. The house was eerily silent, save for the occasional drip of water from the leaky roof. Dust hung in the air, swirling in the beam of his light. The floorboards groaned under his weight, each step sending a shiver up his spine. The smell of mildew and decay was overpowering, making him gag. As he ventured deeper into the house, Sam couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. He told himself it was just his imagination, that the stories had gotten to him. But the further he went, the stronger the feeling became. The walls seemed to close in around him, the air growing colder with every step. He found himself in what appeared to be the living room. The furniture was still there, covered in dusty sheets. A grand piano sat in the corner, its keys yellowed and cracked. Sam's flashlight flickered again, and for a moment he thought he saw something move in the shadows. He quickly pointed the light towards it, but there was nothing there. Just a trick of the light, he told himself. But then he heard it. A soft, almost imperceptible whisper. It was so faint that he thought he might have imagined it, but then it came again. He couldn't make out the words, but it sent a chill down his spine. Sam turned, ready to leave, but the door he had entered through was gone. In its place was a solid wall, the wood worn and weathered as if it had been there for years. Panic set in as Sam frantically searched for a way out. Every door he tried led to another room, each one more disorienting than the last. The house seemed to be changing around him, twisting and warping as if it were alive. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, filling his mind with a cacophony of voices. He stumbled into a room that was different from the others. The walls were lined with mirrors, each one reflecting his terrified expression back at him. But as he looked closer, he realized that the reflections weren't quite right. They were him, but distorted, twisted versions of himself, their eyes dark and hollow. One by one, the reflections began to move on their own, stepping out of the mirrors and into the room with him. Sam backed away in horror as they surrounded him, their whispers growing louder, more frenzied. They reached out towards him with cold, bony hands, their touch like ice. Sam screamed as they closed in, but the sound was swallowed by the house. The last thing he saw before darkness claimed him was his own reflection, staring back at him with a twisted grin. Days passed, then weeks, but Sam was never seen again. His friends, worried when he didn't return, went to the house to search for him. But they found nothing, not even a trace of him. The house was empty, just as it had always been. But on quiet nights, When the wind howls and the moon is hidden behind clouds, some say you can still hear the whispers. The house still stands, a monument to the forgotten, and those brave enough to enter it are never seen again.